Thank you, Bully. Good morning, everyone. So after listening to many fun talks today, it's time for a really serious talk about being tall. So let me start. When I was a young boy, also already handsome, everyone asked me the same questions. So first they asked me, how tall are you? And I already appreciate that they realize that I'm tall. Next, they ask, are you, mom and dad, tall? And I said, yeah, it's in my genes. Then one of the most annoying questions was, do you play basketball? Actually, I did, but only on my Xbox. Also, they asked me, have you grown since the last time I saw you? I mean, when I was a young boy, it was fine. Probably it was true, but if they asked it to me nowadays, I mean, then it would be 3 meters by now, and that's not possible. So it's story time with Alex now. I'm going to tell you a nice story about a shopping trip with my girlfriend. Actually, it was a special shopping trip because this time it was for me and not for her. So I had a service that she picks me up. I got into her car. She has a really tiny car, and I felt like this guy. So with most cars, tiny cars, I don't really fit in, and it's always difficult to get in. So we went to the shopping center, went to some shops, and then finally I saw my favorite store, Scotch & Soda. So I started running because I was so excited. And then suddenly it happened. It made a loud doing. What happened? Actually, I hit my head on the door frame. So after some German cursing against the door frame, everything was fine again. I went into the store. Everyone looked a bit worried. I said, no, it's fine. It happens sometimes. It's okay. I'm good. And yeah, my girlfriend, like as is so often, probably guys of you know that the girlfriend chooses the clothes. So I just followed my girlfriend to the shop. She chose some long sleeves and a nice pair of jeans. I went to the changing room, tried on the first long sleeve, and most long sleeves look like t-shirts on me. So I tried on long sleeve after long sleeve. No, every long sleeve was like a t-shirt. So I thought, okay, let's try on the jeans. It was the longest jeans in the store, but apparently it was also not long enough. I thought like, okay, I'm done for today. Just want to go home. Was a bit sad. And on the way back, we saw coffee. My girlfriend really wants a coffee, so I thought, okay, let's go. I ordered 2 cappuccino. We took a seat, and suddenly it made a loud doing again. What happened this time? This time it was not my head, it was actually my knee, which I had hit on the table. So we went home. My girlfriend dropped me off, and then she started complaining about neck ache she has with me looking up to me. I was like, okay, cool, you complain about neck ache, and my head hurts, my knee hurts, everything hurts. So I have another story. This time it's a trip to Japan with friends of mine. And on the airplane, we took a seat. I took a seat, and all airplane seats are like knee destroyers. And it even doesn't get better if the person in front of me puts his seat back. So I thought, what to do? Of course, have some wine, and then everything will be fine. So after a few glasses of wine and a really delicious airplane dinner, it was time to brush the teeth. So I went to the bathroom, got into the bathroom, and airplane bathrooms are like, I felt like a sardine in the can. At least I had a few wines before, so everything was fine. I went back to the seat, fall asleep, and next day we arrived in Tokyo. So we went to our hotel. Everyone was quite exhausted and tired. So everyone said, okay, let's have a shower nap. And in my room, I realized, oh, you have a bath tube. So I went into the bath tube, and actually I didn't really fit into it. So I thought, okay, then let's take a shower. But also the shower head was only up until here. Okay, at least I can have a nap. The bed was actually quite soft and comfortable, but it was more like the floor, which I touched with my feet. So after a nap, I woke up. It was raining. We went out to Tokyo, and I had more trouble to avoiding the umbrellas in Tokyo because they're always right on my eye level, which is really dangerous. So it was more avoiding umbrellas. It was more avoiding umbrellas than actually enjoying the sightseeing trip. Okay, I have one more story. I think everyone will love it. It's about a festival trip to We Love Summer this year. So I met my mates at the Sea Point Library where the shuttle leaves. And of course, everyone gets a hug when I meet them. And if you're tall, every hug is awkward, especially if the person is short. You can imagine if I would hug Bully right now, it would be awkward for me. So when we arrived at We Love Summer, my mates wanted to go to the dance floor, and I always start the day with a nice gin and tonic, so everything was fine. Then my mate said something to me, but I couldn't understand it from up there, especially on festivals. But I was more focused on my gin and tonic, so it was fine for me anyways. So when I got a gin and tonic at the bar, went back to the dance floor and looked for my friends. And I found them like quite early, but they saw me at first. I always feel like a beacon in crowds, especially on festivals, and everyone finds their way back to me. So after dancing for a while, I asked my mates, should we get another gin and tonic? This time a double one. Everyone was keen, so we went to the bar, and I asked my cousin Shana, because it was a really sunny day, do you also feel so hot? And she replied, no, it was actually quite nice in the shade behind you. I was like, cool, people use me as a sun blocker, all right, that's fine. So after we got our gin and tonic, the girls in the group wanted to take a group picture. I was happy, group picture, hey! So we found a place for a group picture, and of course, who has to stand at the back of the group picture? It's always, oh. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. Okay, it's always the tall guy who has to stand in the back of the group picture. So that's some insight from my side. Next, I want to tell you guys more about health benefits and problems tall people have. So first, tall people have more blood clots, and that means that there's a link between height and venous blood vessels. And that's the third leading cause for heart attack and stroke. And the reason for that could be that tall people have longer leg veins. The next, tall people have a higher risk of dying from cancer. The risk of dying from cancer increases by 4% for every 2.5 inches of height. And the reason could be overnutrition. Tall people tend to eat more animal-based proteins, and that activates the cell growth process and leads to a mutation of the cells. Then longevity, it's actually short-livity, like short people used to live shorter than short people, yeah. And the reason for that is just that there's a link between genes with short height and long life. And then at least one benefit tall people have less heart diseases and diabetes, at least something. So for every 2.5 inches of height, a person's risk of dying from cancer decreases by 6%. And the reason for that is that tall people have bigger lungs and stronger hearts. I mean, you can ask my girlfriend for the strong heart. Yes. So, I know. And no, that's not all. I have, yes, so that's some insight from me. I hope you guys know more about tall people and don't use your tall friends as sun blockers anymore in the future. And I really enjoy being tall. It's really nice. I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. It's nice to read stuff on shelves or like have a good view on festivals. Yeah, thank you, bye-bye, and see you next time.